I'm Michael Sullivan with the Heights, and I'm alongside Len Skubal, who is the 4-year starting long snapper for Boston College football. Today we're going to learn the basics of long snapping, one of the most underrated skills in all football. Len, talk us through it a little bit before we get into the nitty-gritty. How does long snapping work?
So long snapping is essentially throwing a football between your legs. The long snapper goes out on 4th down for either a punt or a field goal. And on a punt, the punter stands out about 14 yards, and you want to aim for his hip. On a field goal, the holder is anywhere between 7 and 8 yards, and you want to aim for the crook of his elbow. And we'll go over all that soon.
What makes long snapping a little different from just being a center on the offensive line?
I think a lot of things, mechanically and mentally. I think with long snapping and playing any specialist position, you only have one down. You can't, we go out there on 4th down and you have one chance to do your job and then you're off the field. So I think a lot more variables come into play. I think the hallmark of any good long snapper should be consistency, and I think the best ones bring their fundamentals no matter what the situation is.
Why do long snappers deserve more respect on a football team?
I don't know if they deserve more respect. I think that they should be held equally accountable, just like any other position on the team, and over time build the confidence of the team. And but as far as more respect, I'm not sure if they do.
All right, well with that, we'll get started right now, so let's begin.
The first part about long snapping that we're going to talk about is the grip. With your dominant hand, mine's my right, you're going to grip the football just like you were to throw it. This pointer finger should be up high and the thumb should be parallel on the back side. With your off hand or your guide hand, you want to put it right on the back side of the ball. My grip, I split the middle of the ball with my middle finger. Some people use their pointer finger on the seam or put these two fingers together. Either way works. There are a lot of different ways to do it. But one important part about your grip that you should always remember is you want a space between the football and your palm. If your palm is too tight on the football, it'll create a loose spiral, and you don't want that. The next step to long snapping is the stance and setup. You always want to approach the ball and find a stance that's approximately 3 of your own feet wide, and that usually works for most people. From here, I'm going to squat down and find that same grip we were talking about earlier. I want most of the weight on the balls of my feet, and I'll talk about some of the operating room between my elbows and my legs. So as you can see here, when I'm in my stance, I have plenty of room from my triceps to my knees to maximize operating room. From here in my stance, I'm going to pull the ball through my legs and back towards the punter or holder. And we're going to drive all of the energy back through our hips into the target.
We're now joined by Coach Sullivan from Boston College Baseball, who claims he could be a long snapper in the NFL. You've seen a lot of takes from it. Now we're going to give long snapping a full shot. Len's going to call me when to snap. Len, you ready?
Ready. Set.
It's a good one to end on.
That is a good one to end on.
All right.
Much better than the beginning.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us for our first ever Heights Sports feature. Len, I'm glad you had a good time doing this.
I really appreciate it.
For the Heights, I'm Michael Sullivan. Thank you. All right, that's awesome.
Sounds good.
All right, let's head to the movie.
Yeah.